Hello, Women of Excellence. This is Heidi Goelzer, your National Sales Director. And if you are watching this video, that means that you are about to submit for DIQ, or you have already submitted for DIQ. And I am so excited for you. This can be one of the most exciting, energetic times of your Mary Kay business and time of your life. And so I just wanted to share just for a few minutes with you. I wanted you to hear my heart. I wanted you to hear my thoughts. I want you to hear my voice about the DIQ process, okay? Because it is not a position, okay? It is not a position on the career path. It is a condition. Just like pregnancy is a condition, there's a beginning date and an ending date, okay? So it's not somewhere that you stay. And Mary Kay made this qualification to last 1 to 4 months. You choose. You can do it as little as 1 month, or you can do it in as many as 4 months. And I do want to tell you something, that I believe that DIQ does take 1 month to complete, because you know what? I completed DIQ in 1 month. I was a 1 month normal. I bet most of you don't know that. But I completed DIQ in my 4th month. I did actually enough work, you guys, to actually have completed it in a 30-day period, but I did it in my 4th month. And so my thought process is this: if you work every day with a sense of urgency, you can complete DIQ in 1 month. If you work the last 2 weeks of the month with a sense of urgency, you will complete DIQ in 2 months. If you work the last 10 days of the month with a sense of urgency, you will complete DIQ in 3 months. And those of you who have been in DIQ before, you're nodding your head. You know what I'm talking about. And if you just work the last week of every month, you will complete DIQ in 4 months. All right, so it's up to you. Now, what I want you to do before you enter DIQ, so some of you are probably watching this on the 1st of the month. You have your qualifications in. You're a STAR consultant, right? There's 2 things that you must do to go into DIQ. Be a STAR consultant and have 10 active team members, not including yourself. So what I want you to do is I want you to print off the independent sales director and qualification, the DIQ form. I want you to print that off. Don't just go online and click a button, because I want you to read this. I want you to think about it. And I want you to understand it before you decide to go into DIQ. Now, I'm going to read one paragraph to you, the top paragraph after you just fill in your information. It says this: a commitment is the honoring of a decision. When you are committed, you allow nothing to deter you from reaching your goal. You are disciplined even when you are not feeling motivated. Discipline is to carry out a resolution long after the mood has left you. Making a commitment is being willing to put forth all your effort and taking responsibility for the outcome. Oh my goodness, you guys. When you sign this, and you can do this online, that's fine, but I want you to read it, I want you to think about it, and I want you to decide, are you really committed to doing what it takes to finish this process, doing what it takes? And so, you know, when you fill this out, it also says on the 2nd page the exact qualifications for becoming a sales director, okay? So I want you to print this out. I want you to keep it in front of you. I want you to know it. And so, you know, just to summarize it, but I want you to print it out so that you have it. I want you to understand it's your commitment. It's your process. It's your responsibility. Will your sales director and I be there for you? Absolutely, 100% of the way. But you guys, it's your job to track it. This is your baby, okay? This is not your director's baby. This is not my baby. This is your baby, and you're going to take care of your baby. So you're going to end with 24 active team members. I actually suggest you end with 25. 1 being yourself, 24 being everybody else. 10 qualified team members by the end of this qualification period. That means they are doing a 600 wholesale order. That can be 1 order. That can be a cumulative order, but it can't be you. So 10 qualified team members, 18,000 total production. And then you yourself are responsible for 1,800 wholesale during that time. So print that up. You can look at it, know the rules, you guys, because you can't play the game unless you know the rules. Now, you guys, the key to get this done is to work with focus. It's to hold full circle parties. And the magic number that I believe to complete DIQ is 10 parties on your books at all times. And being really committed to taking people with you, because you're going to be like, how am I going to do it all? How am I going to work my own personal business? How am I going to build leaders? Because that's what we want you to do. It's by taking people with you and be really tight with your time. So I would suggest you never go anywhere alone. You don't go to a party alone. You don't go to a facial alone. You don't go to a success night alone. You're always taking either prospective team members or your new team members with you. Now, there is a formula to completing DIQ in 1 month, and that is that you personally gold medal. You get 5 new team members yourself in your first month of qualification. And then you work with 3 people. Remember, you have 10 people going into DIQ. Are there 3 people on your team that could get excited about getting into their red jackets? So what are you doing? You're doing addition for your new team members and multiplication. So you're adding team members with your people. When 3 of your team members get to red jacket, you guys, that's 9 new team members. You get 5, that's 14. Add that to 11 you already have going into DIQ, and that's 25. Remember, a lot of the people that you brought to get onto your team to get into DIQ, they're not going to do anything. And that's normal, you guys. Stop beating yourself up about that, okay? It's a third, a third, a third. Mary Kay was named Entrepreneur of the 21st Century, okay? And she could not beat those numbers. She could not beat those numbers. She said, I do everything right, and I still only have a third of the people who will quit before they even place their first order. I have a third of the people who will think about doing something, and I will have a third of the people who will work. So I want you to remember the most important thing is that don't get down on yourself, you guys. Don't think that you're a loser when people on your team don't respond to you. It's just what this business is, okay? It's just what this business is. And reach up when you are discouraged. Reach up to your sales director. Reach up to your mentor. She has been through it. She has done it. She knows how it feels. Don't talk to your team members about it. Don't even really talk to your husband about it because he doesn't understand you guys. You know what? Talk to your mentor. Talk to your sales director. Talk to your national, and you will get this done. Now, I'm assuming that everybody on this video, you're finishing the qualification for DIQ. You're not coming in and you're not thinking about it. You're not playing around. You're coming into DIQ because you want to be a sales director. So what I want to talk to you for a minute is about directorship. And I want you to hear my heart on this because I have lost people from being sales directors after they debuted because they didn't understand what it really took to be a sales director. In our national area, my opinion of a sales director, my friends, is that, yeah, you're going to get paid 3 times the amount for doing the same amount of work as you are as a consultant. Let's be clear, you will make more money. But in my opinion, with more money becomes more responsibility. To whom much is given, much is expected. And I want you to understand that being a sales director is not just about the income. It's not just about the suit. It's not just about the prestige. It's about servant leadership. You know, there was a national sales director who once said, my people are not there to serve me. I'm there to serve my people. And I want you to remember that as you're building your unit and building your team, that we are servant leaders. We are there to serve them. I also want you to know that your job description of holding parties does not change when you become a sales director. If you think that it will, you might want to rethink this decision. Because it's not about management. It's not about telling people what to do. It's about leading by example. And so I believe that as a sales director, it does take 20 hours worth of work, my friends, to have a free car and to make money and to be a great leader of leaders. And so if you're not willing to work 20 hours a week as a sales director, then you might want to rethink that again. Okay, what do I believe 20 hours a week as a sales director is? It's 2 full circle parties a week, and it's a success night, so that's 9 hours right there. It's 5 hours of personal growth. That means being on the director calls. Okay, that means being on the Google Hangouts. That means reading books. That means listening to TED Talks. That means listening to CDs, listening to podcasts. It's growing yourself to be the best version of you. Excuse me. So that's 5 hours a week, and then the rest of the 6 hours is your phone work. It's your coaching, it's your booking, it's your recruiting, it's working with new consultants. But you guys, it's really taking new consultants with you. That's how you can that's how I believe you can earn a Cadillac. You can come out of DIQ on target for your Cadillac when you work that formula. Okay, so those are the things that I believe that when you move to the top 1% of this $5 billion company that I want you to know, that I expect. I expect you to grow. Do I expect you to fail? Absolutely. Absolutely, I expect you to fail. If you're not failing, you're not succeeding. The more failures that you have, the bigger the success that you will have. I expect you to be willing to work. I expect you to be willing to grow. I expect you to be willing to serve. okay? And there are things that Mary Kay has put into place. If you look on your commitment form, it also talks about you going to New Director Education Week. It says we expect that you be there. You guys, I took that seriously when I signed my commitment form. I didn't think it was an option to not go to New Director Education Week. I didn't think it was not an option to go to leadership. I didn't think it was not an option to go to seminar or career conference. In my opinion, it's not an option. We're leaders, and we expect people to be there, so we ourselves need to be there. So you want to check the website right away for when the next New Director Education Week is in Dallas and prepare for it. How are you going to pay for it? You're going to sell this product. You're going to hold parties. You're going to make it in your commissions, but you're going to figure it out. So the things that I expect you as a sales director in the Goelzer National area to go to is New Director Education Week. It is leadership. It is seminar, it is career conference, it is retreat that is close to you or that you're willing to get to, whether it's a Goelzer area retreat or another retreat, but being there and taking your people with you, okay? And I also, my friends, I want you to go to director meetings. I want you to find a director meeting. If there's one within 3 hours of you, go to it. Go to it, because iron sharpens iron, and you're going to learn, and you're going to have a competitive spirit, and you can win things. And even if they're not fabulous there, you go and make it fabulous. You take your great ideas, you take the ideas that you have from this Goelzer National area, and you make other people better. And I promise you will grow as a leader, okay? Oh, it froze on me. Okay, am I back? Uh-oh, a little bit of a connection problem. It turned off, Kim. Darn it. Can you do it in under 15 minutes? Was that over 15 minutes? I'm just saying.